I have to be honest with you. The most irritating part about the creating of new weapons is simply that I am unable to telepathically beam my thoughts into everyone's mind. But seriously, it's actually a lot of fun to share the creative process and see everyone get inspired and excited to create cool stuff themselves for Pocket Tanks. So it's fun to share.
It was a pretty good process. Learning, it took longer than we wanted. That was a little frustrating. In reality, we were putting a new team together and learning new things and learning how to work together. So it was a satisfying experience to see the team grow and learn how to work together.
I think my favorite part is learning to actually script the weapons, because it's a whole new language, a whole new way of thinking, and I think that the whole process of learning it was a lot of fun. I like the idea of taking the ideas written down on paper by somebody else and turning it into a functional weapon that the fans can play and enjoy.
I designed most of the weapons. I had an idea and I wrote it down, and then I gave it to Mike and he said, okay. Designing the weapons, it was interesting coming up with ideas.
I was not intimately involved in making the weapons. I don't do coding, I don't do art, I don't do sound. So what I remember is the weapon development meetings where everybody would come together in the big office space, sit down, Garrett would bring out a sheet of paper for everyone, we'd talk about a weapon, talk about how to make it happen in game. And what I thought at the time was how interesting it would be to videotape that. We're going to do that. We are going to make weapons as a team. We're going to sap less of Mike's creative and intellectual energies. And it'll be fun. You're going to get to see behind-the-scenes footage of how the weapons are made before a single line of code is ever written about them.
My favorite weapon is the bonfire, because it really came together when we were working as a team. You know, that the name was something that we all kind of worked on, and the idea for the weapon just kind of grew. So it's encouraging for me to actually be able to share the creative process, and since it's one of the free weapons, you should check it out.
Eruption, because I prototyped it.
I actually have two favorite weapons. I like the blaze weapon that's in the fire pack. Essentially the closest scripted weapon that I actually wrote that made it in the fire pack. Almost exactly the way I wrote it, which is exciting and fun for me personally. I also think the weapon idea was fun and creative. So there's just everything about that weapon that I like. My other favorite weapon is Pot of Gold. That had its interesting challenges. You wouldn't think making a rainbow behind a flying bullet would be very difficult, but it turned out to be such a challenge that we actually had to change the engine to make it work functionally. Ben had to work some magic to make it fast enough that it worked right on the slower devices. So it had interesting challenges, and I just thought the whole concept behind it was a lot of fun.
Probably the Explodotron. It explodes. It's like a chain reaction that goes on forever.
I believe my favorite weapon in the packs is the Space Cannon. It's just a cool looking weapon. It comes together perfectly for me in the kind of Pocket Tanks way of doing things. It's visually appealing, it's a little geeky, it's a fun weapon to fire and a fun weapon to see in action. The timing of it is very appealing, and I hope you guys liked seeing that.
What I'm looking forward to the most is making good on a promise I've been doing for about the past 20 years. I made the original Scourge tanks back in 1993, and ever since I've been getting email requests for the next version of the game. I'm really looking forward to prototyping and working on the new game. It's been a long time coming, and I'm looking forward to it.
Beating network code into the game, going to make it submit to me, and when we're done, we're going to have online play, and it's going to be awesome.
We're scripting new weapons, writing new weapons, because that's what the fans like. As we train the team better to write the weapons, we can eventually, as the team, write the weapons without Mike, so that he can get back to prototyping and working on the new projects, the new games that he wants to write, and he'll be freed up to do the creative stuff that he enjoys even more.
Be making another game? That's a possibility, I guess.
I'm looking forward to doing more of this next, actually. I'm looking forward to more of getting the gang on video, including the ever-elusive Ben, who does not like being videotaped. Let's be honest, none of us particularly enjoy being videotaped. More videos, more outreach to the fans. I'm really looking forward to utilizing some of the social media that we've set up. Mike Austin's been working on getting sharing functions into our iPhone game, which I think is exciting and fun. I am excited at the possibilities in making more games, new games, having new things to talk about, and new ways of communicating with our fans and involving them.
Live long and prosper.
No, I can't think of anything, sorry.
Make it show.
Goodbye.
Enjoy the game. Bens are gentle creatures, but highly intelligent.